Now, some of you may have heard by now Whoopi Goldberg said some questionable things that really got people bit the wrong way, because she said essentially the Holocaust wasn't about race and all of that and whatever. Okay. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and bore you to death with the details out of that. That's the shortened version of that. Now, what happened out of that, and I was actually surprised that this even fucking happened. But what happened out of this was, as covered here yesterday, she was suspended by from The View, so that would have been by ABC, who was owned by Disney. You see where I'm about to go with this. So, as documented here, Whoopi Goldberg was suspended from The View after there was public outcry. Now, she did apologize, of course, and she had said ABC News President Kim Godwin released a statement that says, effective immediately, I'm suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. Okay. Whoopi Goldberg apologized, and she says, I've asked her to take some time and reflect about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, and family. So she was suspended for 2 weeks. Now, again, even that was surprising to me. But, of course, what we have to talk about, and I want to be clear, I'm not saying this to try to appeal to the like irrational leftists, because I know damn well that they don't give a shit about contradictions and they don't give a shit about hypocrisy. They don't care about that. Only reason I'm pointing that out is to my audience, and also to highlight exactly what it is that I'm saying, what it is that I'm saying. Okay, that's not for them. We're not going to convince them, because, as I mentioned many times before, they're in the interest of winning. Leftists do not give a fuck about contradicting themselves. They don't give a fuck about being hypocrites. That's not how it is that they operate. They don't care. But immediately, and I love what Gina posted about this. Well, you see here, she said, I don't know if this was specifically what she was referring to. I think she is. She says 2 weeks to slow the double standard. Now, here's the context that matters for that. Gina was fired, not suspended. Gina was completely rid of her position as being this semi-prominent new Star Wars character in The Mandalorian. Okay? So, remember what that was for. I'll remind you. It was because she put a fucking Instagram post, which was proven to be more than right, by the way, referring to potentially what happened in that era. And what it said in the text, she didn't even say anything. What the text was saying was that people basically wonder how something like that can happen. And it happens when basically state turns people onto their own people. That's effectively exactly what happened. So she was correct. I know for some reason when we talk about that era, people act like it's just completely off limits. But even though there was nothing derogatory being stated there, they tried to make it say, well, oh, they're saying that Republicans are like the Jew. Like, shut the fuck up. Obviously, there was nothing bad said out of that. There was no reason to apologize for what was said. Nothing bad happened out of that, like as in what was stated there. But it got her fired. Now, from what happened with Whoopi Goldberg, talking about the same era, what she said was way more fucking foul. She gets 2 weeks. She'll be back on The View. She'll probably say, hey, here, we're about to talk about this when she comes back. Bob, I'm sorry. And then they'll continue on like nothing ever happened. Now, number one, this ain't the first time Whoopi Goldberg said some fucked up shit. But understand what it is, the type of people that we're dealing with, okay? You're dealing with the same company. This is why the context matters. When you talk about, oh, Gina Carano, no, it's the same fucking company. Yeah, I get it. The sub companies are different. Like when you get like ABC as well as like what is it, Lucasfilm or whoever. But the parent company is the same, Disney. Now you see someone saying something more fucked up, has the right political views, of course. Some people would allude to that she has the right race. Either way, she gets 2 weeks. The other person gets completely fired, and now she's essentially ostracized from the entire fucking Hollywood. She didn't do anything wrong. Now, what that does, and why I'm bringing this up, is because I want you all to see what type of people that we're dealing with. Okay? You are not dealing with folks that share the same set of beliefs, same set of ethics as you. So I'd advise stopping altogether trying to present that as your predominant argument. If you wonder why I often, a little rough around the edges, I say some things that are more like insulting, I'll mock, I'll shame them, is because that is a far more useful and effective tactic than you trying to reach across the aisle and reason with the person that is going to spit on your fucking hand. They don't care about being contradictory to their own positions that they had maybe yes. They don't care. We know it. We could say that till we're blue in the face. You're not applying this set of how you view even that era, how you view this in terms of it being, you don't view, it seems that you change depending on this person's political makeup. Yeah, they know. They just don't care. Said it many times on many streams. That's the losing effort and why so many people that are often on our side hold ills when dealing with the authoritarian left. It's because they apply their set of traits, ethics, morals, principles onto their enemy. And they think that they abide by the same thing. And if they did, that would be useful. Saying, hey, this is unequal, let's say, treatment here. This is hypocritical. This is not consistent. That shit matters to a person that may share your principles and ethics, but that's not what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who are more in the interest of winning, right? So they're going to treat their own a lot differently than what they treat you. I would argue that you should do the fucking same. Seriously. You should do the same. There's nothing wrong with that. Remember, this is about reciprocity. The only person that would say if you reciprocate, right? Because you reciprocate, they treat you like dog shit. You are under no requirement to sit up there and take that. You're under no requirement. So I would advise you start looking at it through a similar lens. And you say, okay, bet. You're not reciprocating when I'm trying to be, all right, bet. We're going to have a similar tactic. Some folks that are either in the interest of losing or are bad actors would say, well, oh, we don't want to become like them. Shut up. I think the best way to look at this is the video game Ghost of Tsushima. Well, his main character was Jin, who saw these Mongols and how they played, right? And you had his uncle who was like, we don't fight like that. And Jin was like, that's fine, but I'm in the interest of winning. They don't fight with honor. Why the fuck would I go into it the same way? I'm trying to save my peoples. So when it's like, we won't want to become, it ain't even about becoming them. Fuck them. They're the bad people. They have the terrible ideas on their side. Why on earth am I required to sit there and take? There's nothing antithetical to my principle. My principle does not rely upon me playing nice with people that hate me. Nothing. Nothing about my, no. I don't have to do that. Now maybe yours require you to do it, and fine, you go hold the L's. But I care about liberty, and I want liberty to win. And I understand if liberty is going to win, I have to acknowledge the cultural landscape. And we are dealing with a grimy, ugly, cheating ass fucking enemy. Okay? I cannot approach this shit all kumbaya. all is good. Just give my money to people that constantly, you know what I mean, reaching in my pockets for like entertainment purposes. And always lining up the pockets of people that literally hate me. It ain't about people that disagree with me. It's about people that hate me. And we ain't talking about food or other necessities, water. No, we're talking about fucking entertainment. Yeah, I think that could like we can make an adjustment there. So yeah, I know people got bent out of shape. Well, you're acting like what the social justice, because social justice, like SJW is a meaningless term to them, because SJW to them just means person on the other side of the political aisle doing something crazy, when that's not. Social justice has a term, as nonsensical as it is. So they don't have rights to the position of protecting the sanctity of something it is that they believed in. The fact that you've given them that much credit says more about your stupid ass than them, if we're going to be honest. So I know a lot of people got bit out of shape because I talked about the future of, like, you know, we talk about Rippaverse and all of that stuff and the fandom associated with it, and people got mad because I said gatekeep the motherfucker at the fandom. Oh, well, you're acting like the... So shut up. Shut up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No, I am understanding what it is that we're dealing with. We're not dealing with good people here. We're dealing with bad actors. We're dealing with people that act in bad faith, people that infiltrate, people that destroy. Why on earth would I not acknowledge their existence with my own shit? What, so I can end up just like the other mother? No, we're not doing that. So I guess this is a call to action, yet another one. I know it's frustrating to look at Disney products and how Disney, like, even within their own brand, like you look at the fucked up shit Pedro Pascal has said about the same era. But it's okay because he has the right political views and he's basically a raging leftist. When you see that, you should look to this company like, okay, our views are not acceptable to you. Okay? I'm not going to line your pockets up. When we work towards a freer, more prosperous, let's say, area, sure, you're going to get more of like what we see in the entertainment sector. But we're just not there yet. And there will be a time where this shit doesn't matter. Like, we don't have to worry about whether or not we're giving money to people that fucking will then turn that money to subsidize them campaigning about how much they fucking despise you. But we're not there yet. And there's no reason to act like we're there yet. And doing so is a losing effort. It's a losing effort. Reciprocity, to me, is the most important thing when we talk about human interaction. If that person, group of people, whatever, you're dealing with human beings, has made it abundantly clear that they will use some of the worst tactics to ensure your demise, you're under no requirement to sit up there and play right into their hands. None whatsoever. And anybody that tells you that you must because, oh, we don't want to be like, that is possibly another person infiltrating who wants you to continue to lose. I want you to win. I want liberty to win. You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.